Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy. Another Cahokia cache video? Oh, you know it. You know it. We're making another one, boys. And girls? I don't know. I think we are primarily a channel of rock-breaking men here, but that is okay. This is going to be the first one. This is the first one. Where are we at? I just put them all away. I shouldn't have done that. This is currently where we're at. This is my first one. This is the most recent. Yeah. I'll have another, please. Let's see. Which one do we want to go with? Ignore him. It's my warm-up again. Sure. That one works. One of the main reasons... I'm actually recording this This will explain a lot. I'm recording the video in the morning before work because it has been getting absolutely atrocious outside. Like, they say, oh, it's supposed to cool down. But let me tell you what. Jeez. Keep hitting that camera. I don't know what y'all classify as cool weather, but 85 degrees with close to 70% humidity is not my preferred definition of cool weather. To me, that is still horrible and nasty. I almost forgot to put the safety glasses on. We'll see if my sluggishness comes back to bite me. I don't think it will. If anything, I'll just be a bit slow, which is fine, especially with these points. You know, we gotta add to the cache collection. I was recently thinking here of what I want to do to display these, because I don't think I'll put them in the display case because it'd kind of make for a little bit of a boring display. I feel like these would better benefit from, you know, having their own type of display. So what I want to do is maybe like, I don't know, like Shadowbox is kind of like similar to what I want to do, but it's not quite what I want to do. I want to take them and like suspend them on some sort of clear strip with like some kind of sticky adhesive or something. Maybe make like two rails that sandwich the point in between them with like a center groove, and then I can like 3D print a frame and stuff, and I have these really nice RGB lights, and then I might use those to like kind of surround them around the perimeter of the frame, so that way they can have like a nice little light show thing, because in my opinion, I think that'd be sick. Like, I know these aren't the most crazy, fancy, thin, wonderful points, but I believe that there is beauty in numbers in this case. And I want to try and... I want to put them in order, too. I should really... Once I'm done with this video, and I'm done making this one... Oh, come on now. I'm going to... Whoa, that was a bad one. I shouldn't have done that. Yuck. I shot a flake all the way along the side of that there. I was just trying to knock the thing off. Yeah, it's fine. What was I saying? Yeah, after this video, I'm going to need... I have a Sharpie in my bag. I want to start numbering these because it's kind of getting... It's going to only get harder and harder to be able to recognize which ones were first. Well, I don't think it's hard to recognize the first one, and especially the most recent ones, but once we start getting further and further, and we get a lot of these like middle number points, unless there's distinctive defining characteristics, like on the last one I had that real big pop-out flake. Or forget if I was trying to fix something when I did that. I think I was. Yucky. Don't do that. It's too early for Cookie Monster. He shouldn't even be awake yet. So yeah, I'm going to start numbering them. I think I did enable my microphone. Oh boy. I don't want to check on this one. I'm 90% sure that I did. It's just the morning and I'm tired. And I'm second guessing everything. That really sharp, this really sharp 90-degree edge that I put in there. It's kind of gross. Now I'm trying to pop just the teeniest tiny bit off. I don't want to send too much. I'm going to go the other way. You're going to get to see a tired man nap. This is both good and bad. Let's see how on my game I am. I should have plenty of time. That piece of glass flew a long ways. Where did it go? I don't know. It's a mystery. Went in space. Speaking of space, I've been watching Firefly with a girlfriend. Good show. We are very much enjoying it. We're both kind of in that sci-fi nerd sort of cluster of content enjoyers. She likes her Star Wars, I like my Star Wars. We did just get done watching X-Files, which was also very, very, very good. We enjoyed that. We stopped at season 8 because everybody told us that after season 8, everything was just garbage. Or maybe it was season 9, I forget. We stopped before they brought it back in like 2016, whenever that was, whichever season that was. And from the little bit of research I did, I am more than content with having ended things off where we did, because it was wonderful and perfect. And nothing that they could have added really would have done anything of substance. But I don't usually, I don't usually watch much TV. Hardly any, really. Watch a lot of my content on YouTube. Just because it's relatively cheap. And they kind of just have a mix of things now. Like all the free movies on YouTube. If you didn't know that YouTube has free movies on it, they got some real good movies on there that you can just watch. If you got a premium, YouTube Premium, you can watch them with ads. If you have an ad blocker, you can watch them without ads. And if you have YouTube Premium, you can also watch them without ads. You just gotta pay money for premium stuff. But yeah, if none of y'all know that, seriously, go check it out. They got like Tombstone, they got both the RoboCop movies not too long ago. They had the Austin Powers movies. It's awesome. Let's check it out. It keeps me occupied. I need to get a visual here. My brain is just soggy right now. Okay. I think last time I did this, I got in a bit of a pickle because I was starting to get a curve some way, somehow. So I need to find a way to flatten out these ends. Because like we've been saying since the beginning of this, that curved convex surface of the top of the bottle bottom, that takes flakes really, really, really well. So we want to save that for a little while. I also got to make sure not to over thin the middle there, because that'll also kind of scoop that out. As you can see what it did right there, it scooped a big thing out right there, and I have to thin around that, so I don't want to do something too dramatic there. Again, no warm up, as is tradition. So I'm flying slightly blind. I'm going to do a nice one. Yeah. Let's see here. Let us see. I know we got to preserve our length. We're getting to that zone where we need to start preserving the length of most places. I mean, we still got some wiggle room, but I really want to flatten this out if I can. I want to be careful with this because there's a very strong platform. Sometimes when you're working with glass, it's great to have strong platforms because you'll usually get good flakes. The thing is with glass is that sometimes those flakes are too good and you get dives or you just snap the whole point. For stone though, usually it works pretty darn nice. Get nice big bold flakes. Also, I'm becoming too good in the sense that I have too many points that I need to make showcase videos for. And I'm trying to figure out how to handle that because I have a tub now, a tub of points. I should say too, if any of the points in the point showcases interest you, feel free to leave a comment saying like, hey, I really like that one. I might want to buy it from you. Because if you want to buy it, usually I tend to hold on to things unless they were gifts for someone else, and then they kind of disappear, you know, as that kind of goes sometimes. But I tend to hold on to most things. So if you are curious to buy something, I'm always happy to sell. I 3D print nice little hard cases. Here, I'll show you. I got one actually. This is what I use to bring my points upstairs. So I have it's a nice little hard case. It's like a flip top. It's got foam on it. Secures itself quite well. This is just a giant one. Whenever I make points and I want to bring them back up into my apartment, I put them in there because I don't want to put them in my pocket. Because sometimes crap happens. And there ain't nothing worse than having some surprise crap happen to your arrowheads. That is the worst. So I always include a hard case, and it also protects it during shipping as well. So you do get a couple small bonus goodies if you do happen to buy something. I'll knock some of these thin edges off. I might have over braided that just a smidge. When I was first starting napping and I was using glass, I had a really coarse abrasion stone, like super duper coarse. Whoops. Ah, darn it. I should have abraded that. That just kind of exploded. That's what happens. That's the kind of stuff that happens when you don't abrade well enough. You get these like gross little things because it only grabs the little bit of glass that was up there and then just kind of, but also kind of in the same vein for what I was going to say. When I first started out, I was using very coarse abrasion stone as well, and that it worked good for like really filing stuff down, like a lot of some this tap shaping, you know, I guess is what I'll call it, that I'm doing right now. I really didn't have to do a whole lot of because I could just abrade the whole thing away. Now that was good for convenience, but sometimes that would really mess me up because it would take just way too much. It would just be a bit too aggressive. So having a little bit finer of an abrasion stone never hurts. I always like to have one on hand, especially for when you get to like you're sort of nearing some of the final stages of working on the point, because it's just a little bit more gentle. You don't got to worry about any accidents. Let's check here. I want to see, am I still doing okay? We're getting down to the wire on that. I want to... How are we doing for curve? We're not doing too bad for curve, believe it or not. It might not look great, but I don't think we're doing too bad. Again, I can't really lose much more length, and I don't want to try and do anything crazy. So I kind of want to have to trim some of this back. There's an ant on me. Get off! There was this freaky spider that existed out here for a very short period of time. I don't mind the bugs. Sometimes I leave my work lights on and it makes like its own little mini ecosystem, because you know, the moths and the little midges and stuff, they kind of come in and congregate around the light source as well. That attracts spiders, and the spiders then sort of make their little webs and stuff, which is fine. I mean, it keeps the bugs from chewing on me most of the time, or it seems to cut down on it just a bit, which I am pleased with. So I tell you what, having a nap when there's creatures that are trying to suck your blood, amongst other things, is just so annoying to me. It drives me nuts. Okay, we gotta get some stuff figured out here now, because now we're getting down to the wire with our usable length. We still have some room. Where do we gotta thin at? I think we gotta take something out of this middle here. Might try for a big flake. See how she do. See how she does. Pretty okay. Left a little bit of an island there in the middle. I have no idea if that was in focus. I am so sorry. I don't much want to take something from there upwards to try and take care of that because it scoops down there a little bit, so I'll just end up with like a nasty step fracture. And I do not like those. I'm sure you all are well aware I am not a fan when I put step fractures on my own stuff. There's a bit of a chunker there. What the heck? Wasn't a fan of him. Let's see. I'm really just trying to watch the curve of this. We still got a pretty darn noticeable one. I'm going to try to leave. I'm going to start trying to work on establishing like a triangular point, like preform profile. Triangular point preform profile. Whew. That's one of them, what is that, alliterations as they call them? You get all the words that start with the same stuff all together, I think, maybe. So we still got this tips drooping a good bit. And I'm thinking maybe, this here. I want to braid that just a smidge more. In reasonable ways. I want another one of those. Also one of good ways. Can I get one more? Maybe. Yeah, that was a long one. That was a really good one, though. I needed to get that stuff that was right there. Nice, okay. Like, sometimes I get a bit too thin, a bit too early on, but maybe that's just me. That was a nice one, too. That kind of took a lot of stuff down the middle. Very good. That one, however, was quite awful and horrible and made a gigantic step right there, which I might be able to take care of. I don't want to take this whole thing, though. That's a lot of a flake to take right in the middle, especially with glass. Again, big, like super big, thick platforms in the middle, unless you're really supporting the point, are risky. At least from my experience. There we go. Clean that up just a little bit. What is going on there? It's weird. There's like a bowl. Huh. Interesting. I don't think I've seen that before. It's odd. It's not like the end of the world, but that's just strange. I've never seen that. So yeah, we still got a little bit of a curve. Might try. See if we can take some of that off. Take some of the base off as well. I think it's, oh, I don't want to take too much though, because remember, we got to preserve our length. We got to get these points as close as possible. It's working. It's a little lumpy, but not bad. I had a moment there for a second where I was like, oh my god, did I hit record? I would have lost it. Would have gone cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, boys. Or Cookie Crisp, I don't know. I think we had this conversation before where I mentioned cereal mascots being weird. No. Okay, we gotta see. I'm a little worried about the size of this. Okay, we're like right on the cusp. I want to straighten the side out. Which side has more curve? This one doesn't. This one does. So I'm going to straighten this side out. Bring it in just a little bit. I don't know. I kind of liked that strategy. When we kind of picked a side. Oop, come on. got to be a bit cautious, as is usually the case with glass. Yeah, I'm still waiting for some of y'all to post point requests in the comments. Come on, give me something. Give me something to work with. I got some obsidian points coming. Ooh, I didn't like that. I don't like that at all. That's risky. I really didn't like that. I gotta be careful. So I want to go up to try and smooth. I want to try to take flakes up here to smooth some of that out. But that is just such a bold flake that I don't want to take it. I don't want to take the whole thing. And just a little bit thin in the middle, just a little bit. Let me see here. 1 second. Ooh, ho, ho, ho. Nice, that went exactly where I needed it to. Cool. I want to braid that just a bit more. Those edges just don't look quite strong enough in my opinion. Just taking some gentle ones up into there. Oops. Go. One more little one right here. Sweet. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, we're doing good, aren't we? I think we're doing quite well. Yeah, we really cannot spare going up anymore. We gotta hold the line on regards to that. Let me look at that again because I want to kind of see where I need to stop roughly. I'm going to try to straighten that out, and then I might try to straighten that out potentially too, kind of taking it from these little corner notches that I have. They're not really notches, but they're just kind of indentations, you know. I'm going to try to do that. I think that's going to be the move. I'm just playing it safe. And I do not want to mess around. I could have gone just a little bit better, in my opinion, but whatever. Sometimes, 1 second. Sometimes with those flakes that don't do what they're supposed to, but don't do anything bad, you kind of just gotta be like, darn it. I gotta be careful. I gotta be real careful around that. I'll check the video to make sure we're all looking good, we're all looking happy. I want to try to get that one flake that was right up there. I really want to get him. Be perfect. It's set up greatly. Didn't quite do what I needed, but it did enough. Yeah, it's good to see that some of y'all are enjoying these videos. It's fantastic. I really appreciate that. I know these Cahokia point cache videos can definitely get a bit repetitive, but this is really good for me because it forces me to stick with something. Like, stick to a project. So I'm just doing a little bit of work on the other side. I realize I don't want to entirely focus on the other side. Dang, I really did a number on that one step fracture that's right there. Yuck. It's okay, we might be able, if we're taking this all the way through there, we might just be able to walk right up to it and knock it out. That mosquito that just flew past me. Oh, it's a midge, we're good. Never mind, they just kind of look like mosquitoes when they fly. I won't be itchy. Nobody wants to nap itchy. I know a lot of these videos are a lot of picking away. I'm trying to go just like, it's funny because like I try to go faster and get them done faster, right? But no matter what, the videos always seem to take an hour because it's like something stupid happens, or Cookie Monster comes by, checks on me when I don't want him to. Oh, did that take some of the step fracture off? It did. It kind of shot up into there. I mean, it gave like a double step fracture now, which is like, you know, talk about worst nightmare. It's fine. Like I said, I think if we play these cards right, we'll be able to just walk right up to it, because we need to narrow this down a good ways still. Let's see here. I keep missing the... There we go. Normally I'd be doing this kind of stuff with pressure flaking, and I still could. I don't know. Got an itch on my nose. Ah. Oops, sorry, I didn't mean to jostle y'all. This is going in the direction that we need it to so far. And then we really can't constrict the base of this anymore. Let me see. Let's check on our progress here. Yeah, we're doing okay. Maybe a little bit messed up in the base. Part of me kind of does want to transfer into pressure flaking because I don't want to do anything stupid on accident, because big stupid mistakes with the indirect, they become even more bigger and more stupid. We'll stick with it. Stick with it for now. I do feel like I can get a lot more done though. Or it feels like I get a lot more done. Maybe I might do it. It's reasonable. I needed that. I know I'm going to need to maybe use it to take care. This was a braider stone that was given to me by Mr. Leatherad. One of the unboxing videos. I got to make sure not to lose the point. It just fell down in between the boxes that I have. Yeah, that still curves a bit. I need to take some stuff off from down here. Will that work? Hold on. Yeah, nah, darn it. Well, kind of. I took care of most of that step fracture. Still just the teeniest, tiniest little bit there. But I don't know if that's really going to bother me enough for me to go out of my way to try and perform this grand surgical fix. We do need to work on this tip though, especially from this side, as we still have a bit of curvature, especially down here. That can be taken care of in a couple ways. How much tip room do we have? Hold on, I need to see. Because if we're restricted by our base... Okay, so we got enough. I might switch to pressure flaking with the occasional... I redid my palm head too. I found out on my wear and tear patterns, I am bashing the crap out of this, so I added little channels, and it's on both sides. You can see how well worn those are, especially down on here, so I added some channels on there, so hopefully that'll be nice. I'm assuming it'll be nice. If I'm seeing wear in an area like that, and I take care of the area, I'm assuming that'll be good. I'm gonna do this smartly if I can. I don't want to shoot super duper long flakes. How's my camera work? Stellar. Can you see? Maybe? No? Actually, I'm going to do something as well. I hate when I get schmutz on my hands. What do we got? Do we get to open new tape? Ooh, let's do the zebra. Let's do the zebra tape. I'm going to wrap my one finger because, like, there's this weird law of physics where if you're trying to have something fall onto the ground, when you need it to fall to the ground and get out of your way, it doesn't. And then, what the heck is going on with this? And then instead, it gets sandwiched between your finger and the palm pad, and it hurts because then it stabs it into your skin whenever you go to push in a pressure flake. Okay, I feel like I'm all decorated and goofy stuff. And there are pros out there who are just like, man, I just need my leather pad and some willpower. And I'm like, you know what? More power to you, man. You are fortified in ways that I am not. Oh yeah, that's quite nice. I gotta bring my foot down too, because now I can rest on this. I'm just gonna trim that away. Sorry, I was analyzing to see if I had just gotten a crack. One thing I have noticed about bottle glass, because fun fact, a hobby I had before this, which kind of led into this, was I used to dig through old garbage pits for old bottles. In fact, behind me, which y'all can't see, I have a bunch of boxes of my old bottle collection. They got cycled out in favor for the arrowheads I made in my little display hutch. And I noticed, I'm going to redo the tip of this. I don't understand how that can be so loud. That's crazy. It's also bent. There we go. Goofiness. So we still got a little bit of wonk. I want to be careful around that tip because I don't want to blow it off, because then we're really well, screwed. But okay, checking my both sides here for what I got to work with. Some of these are a bit steep. I'm just going to trim off some of this. Okay, let's double check again. This is now where you've gotten to the phase where I'm going to need to be checking regularly. Okay. Yeah. I'm thinking I'm going to straighten this one side out. This side. Maybe bring it in just a little bit more, then we'll have our one side anchored. I gotta be really careful doing this tip work here. Just in focus. Gotta be very, very cautious here. And I gotta be strategic about it too. Come on. You do that kind of crap to me. It's still got a bit of that curve. I'm trying to think of where I can thin it upwards to straighten that curve out, and I think I got a couple spots. I might try... Can I do this with pressure? Do I risk trying it with pressure and then failing? Okay. I mean, it's kind of doing what I need, but not entirely. This is where you get into the weird spot. I really got to figure out how to nip that in the bud a lot sooner, because that is super duper annoying when it does that, when I have that subtle curve in it. And I know that some points, you know, even in the, you know, like the archaeological record, not all of them are like perfectly straight and level and flat, especially some of the ones that were made out of flakes. I mean, for the monthly napping competition, we're doing a Helwan point. It's a Levantian, so it's kind of from the Middle Eastern area. And those were made out of like, it's like they used like blade cores to make pointy preforms. There was somebody who had the name for it, and they said the name of it, but it was like something that I knew I'd never remember. The tip just drops just enough. I wonder if that's gonna go away if I work on the other side. I'm still thinking. Again, this is where things really slow down, because I gotta try and match stuff. So yeah, we have we're butted up against everything here. I might try to shift the center line up just a little bit, because sometimes that can give you the illusion that things are really, really curved as well. As if your center line's really, really low, which it is right now. So I'm gonna pick away. This will also help me in the future here, because it'll make it so that I don't have to worry about shifting too much around, because when I'm trying to get nice pressure flaking work done, I just find it easier to have a nice center line established. What is that? Get out of there. Quit fooling. Quit fooling around. That was a really good flake. That was a really good one. I hope that was in focus. If it wasn't, rest in peace. Still ever so subtly curved. The last one had a curve in it as well. I remember. I think we don't have too much more time, because I don't like to take these videos super duper long. So I'm going to kind of do a bit of speedy work here, while trying to exercise some caution, because I want to shape that back down into our triangle. And I don't know, maybe an opportunity to fix some stuff will present itself while doing this. There's a pretty it's a little bit curved on this side too. The tip, we got like tip droop syndrome right now. Oh, good. My hope is that as I film more, I kind of get used to where the camera needs to be. So my hope is that eventually here, oh, that's a big platform to try and take. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I'm not going to try and take that one. I know I tried a couple times there. There's one of those times where my brain's just like, stop, don't. And you know what? I ignore it far too often. So we're We're gonna listen to it. There's a moth in here now. That's a fun looking moth. That's like a squash moth of some sort. We're getting there. Okay, I'm trying to think too when I need to start switching to my... Yeah, because we do definitely have tip droop. I feel like I'm in a bit of a predicament now because this whole thing is curved. I hugged it too close to the bottom this one time. Dang it. That really kind of sucks. Oh, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? Because now we have like nothing to work with in regards to fixing that, which is extremely unfortunate. I don't think I can even really... Oh yeah, that droops the whole thing. Darn it! Unless I can find a way to shoot some thinning flakes along this base to try and take care of that and thin that out in a really quick way, I don't think this one's gonna be extremely curved compared to the others. We don't have very much of this length to play around with. We are quite limited. Incredibly limited, I'd say. Yeah, yuck. And then again, it could be... I gotta check and see. How much room do I have? Still have some room. I'm not particularly pleased with that. Like, it's going to be close. It's still going to be curved a good bit because, again, we left a lot of that bottom surface on there. Way more than I should have. That was a... I don't really know how to justify where I went wrong there. I did go wrong. Gotta be careful, boys. Is that okay? That might be okay. I was waiting for that to happen. I was actually expecting it. I was like, okay, get off here. Ooh, actually that kind of, ooh, owie. That hurt us. That killed our length. Damn it! Well, that's no good. That is not abraded enough. I just crunched. I'm gonna switch to, how's the tip on this one? A little bit better. Dang it. I don't think any of that was in focus. Whoops. We really need to sharpen that down now. Because now we're gonna be, are we squeezed for everything now? Yeah, kinda. Crap. It's that whole curve that I left in. That's what kinda's boned us a bit on this one. You'd think that these would start getting easier with time, but for some reason they appear to be getting harder, which makes no sense to me. It's like, why? I'm doing better, I thought. I don't know. Heck is going on here? I've neglected this area a good bit, I can tell. It's just kind of strange. And we're going to be bungled for length a bit. A lot, actually. Crap. So I'm just going to have to flatten this out. Let's see. I want to flatten it that way. I want to flatten it this way. Yeah, this one's going to be shorter than all the rest. Whoops. It'll still be fine. Second. Yeah, it's going to suffer from the same thing the other one suffered from. And it is going to be squatty. That might bother me more than I'd like to admit. You can see if our tip's there. Oh, maybe we can make it. Maybe we can ever so slightly squeeze past it. Maybe. We cannot lose very much more anywhere else. I do actually need to bring this in just a little bit. You think I can be fixing with that? Not really. How's that looking? I don't know if I want to. Still feels slightly wide to me. It's ever so slightly. I don't know if I even want to try and fix that, but I kind of do. At least down here I want to. I really don't want to mess with the tip anymore, so I'm going to try to keep that unsullied if I can. That's just, I think maybe if we just do one side, could get away with what we got. How are we doing for time? Yeah, we'll be about on par with all the rest of them. Forget we still have notching to do. My favorite. I'm excited. No, I'm not. Yeah, it looks a little bit closer. It's just shaving it away inch, like millimeter by millimeter. Honestly, that's dang close. I'm gonna sharpen this one side and then I think I'll be good. And then I'll kind of want to work in the base just a little bit because it's going to need to, and just with the Cahokia points that we're doing, it's going to need to, where is it? There it is. It's going to need to be worked on. How much though? I forget. I'm going to have to reference that OG point again. It's looking pretty darn all right. Just gotta clean it up. Sure that this is nice and flat for us. I'm gonna check the sides. We got just like the slightest bit of humpage up here where it got a bit high. And this side we have just a little bit of curve, little bit. You can see it. If I wanted to keep thinning it, there's a chance I could fix it, but ask me if I want to continue thinning this when we're an hour in, because you know the answer. The answer is going to be no, thank you. Alrighty, now's the fun part, figuring out where to place these notches. I always struggle with this. Notching is just notching has become to me what thinning is for most beginners. You just can't seem to do it right. Okay, I'm fiddling all over the place. 1 second, let me sharpen some shit up just a little bit. Whoop, sorry. That slipped right out. I'm not on my A game. I haven't had my coffee yet. Usually I'm able to catch things like that. Okay, so I'm going to say right there's going to be one. That does seem a bit shallow. Kind of want to go just a bit further up. Yeah, we're going to go a bit further up. I'm going to say up here. And match that. Because we were definitely just a bit crooked. Were we? Maybe that wasn't as far off as I thought. Let me see here. And again, this is a lot of fiddling. I apologize. I'm just doing absolutely everything I can to get some consistency. It is just a bit low. I need a marker. I really need a marker to mark these out so I don't have to keep doing this dumb like overlay thing. Nah. Here, I think I know where I need to be. It's up in here. Kind of like so. There's a rove beetle walking across the ground. Shoot, there he goes. See that right there? That's a rove beetle. That's crazy. I never see those. Them things are insane. Those are like the jaws on them and the poison from their bites. Crazy. They're super cool. I had a buddy who's we were kids. His buddy got bit by one. No bueno. No bueno. Definitely feel like that notch is also crooked. See, the good thing about me putting in these crooked notches repeatedly is if I do it enough, and I do it wrong the same way enough, it's gonna look like I tried to do it on purpose. It's like, well, maybe there's a method to the madness. Yeah. This is... Yeah, things like that rove beetle, they come in here and they eat like the insects that come in and get attracted by the light. How deep are these supposed to be again? I know some of these... Did I stall that out already? Yeah, it needs to be just a bit bigger. I think I stalled that one out already, though. Jeez, what is this? This is really hard to do with this. I'm leaning my arm on my pants, which has a bunch of broken glass, which is hurting my sensitive skin. I did stall that out. I don't accept that. Darn, I wish that would have been a pop out instead of just nothing. Is that a pop out? Nice. Okay. Well, I could go just a bit deeper. Famous last words, by the way. Especially with what I'm running into right now. What is happening? I'm trying not to, because the camera's like right here, like right in my chest. My chest is bumping up against it, and I'm trying to make it so y'all can see what I'm doing, but I also need to see what I'm doing. I really want that to pop off. Come on. Unless I want to make these notches bigger. Which some of them are bigger, so let's just do it. I really want these to be a nice depth. There we go. That was a good pop out. Can still shape this just a little bit. There we go. That's what I wanted. Can hoist him up just a slight bit too. Clean this up just a little bit. I know I can always sand that down. Let's do that one in the base. Ooh, I didn't like that pop out. It was a really ugly pop out. So is this crooked? No, this wing is just shorter. I can symmetricize it though just a bit better. A little bit of an ugly duckling, just a little bit. And I'm slowly coming to terms with the fact that not all of these will be perfectly symmetrical to one another. I'm gonna leave that to the pros. Trimming on this profile just a smidge. A couple high spots, or wide spots rather, but I think that's gonna do it. Close enough. Close enough. Yes, sir. Is that more blue? My cycle? That's gotta be more blue. Hold on. I gotta do my usual nice little diamond file tidy session. Okay. Yeah. Let me, a second, I'm gonna move the camera just a little bit. That didn't do anything. Okay. Yeah. OG, most recent. Let's get them all in order. Oh, do the time. Yep, about an hour. Maybe just a little bit longer. Comparatively. Okay, so we got one. Where is he at? Maybe the weird wide one. That's blue 2. This is a 4th one. Or wait, no. This is our most recent. Hold on. 1, 2. We had 3, 4, 5, and 6. Yeah, I'm gonna find my Sharpie and I'm gonna number these. Not a bad gig at all. I'm also getting to the point where I can figure out where I need my thumbnail pictures at, and they're right about there. Yeah, okay, there we go. Now we got 6. 6 points. I did that right? Yeah, that's the one. Not bad. Kind of a good progression. Take a look at them. I want to make sure to keep these in order. 1 second. Let me put them in their respective order on my little table here. I'm going to number them off so now we kind of know. They're going to look a little ugly because they're going to have big old Sharpie marks on them, but a little bit of rubbing alcohol and that'll come right off. Wait a minute. No, that's not the one. That's last time's one. There we go. I know this one's distinct because it had so much of the bottom on it because we were kind of fighting that curve of that bottle bottom. Which we did all right. I mean, it's still got a droop tip to it. I was able to try to sharpen it out just enough to maybe flatten out the profile. You know, I'm not thrilled with that, but you know, pressure flaking wise everywhere else, I'm surprised we were able to hold it together after losing that little bit of the tip. But yeah, not bad. Another fine addition to the collection. Super duper. Well, I appreciate y'all watching this video, and I appreciate y'all who have been enjoying the series. Again, it means a lot. It really does. Happy to bring joy. Yeah. Thanks for watching the video, and I will catch you guys in the next Cahokia point series, or the next video, who knows. I will see y'all later. Peace.